I thought we would just touch base today. This is Vlogmas day, oh my God, 17? Yes. Today is the 20th. And I have mentioned in the post for today that today is Dia de los Muertos here in Panama, that they are remembering those who died in the bombing of December 20th, 1989, when the Americans came looking for Noriega and bombed some, good morning, bonjour, and bombed a little community. They got most of them in Chorrillo, and this is the little area where I volunteer with the at-risk children, because since the bombing, this community has struggled. You know, there were like regular folks, and you drop a few bombs and you bomb the building. So these people have not recovered, probably won't recover. So there is crime, poverty, and everything that comes with it. So today's a summer day. Flags will be flown at half-staff. There is to be no loud music, which is how usually Panama will celebrate its summer holidays. No loud music. You know, they do that for like Good Friday. And then they passed a law. I forgot when they passed that law. When they call it La Ley Seca, they call it the dry law, meaning if you are in mourning, you cannot be dancing and, you know, having fun. There's not supposed to be any loud music anywhere. Of course, definitely no fireworks. So if you had a birthday party, we had a birthday party here yesterday, not in my house, but in the building. And it was like, you cannot have it today on the day of Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. I read also that not only do they remember the bombing and the people who died, but I also remember other people who have died in natural disasters. Let's say if you had an earthquake and you lost a few people, if you had flooding, you know, stuff like that. And I know November, is it day after Thanksgiving that they celebrate, or is it the beginning of, when do we celebrate dead people in the US? I think it's like Halloween, end of October. And I think early November, they also celebrate something like that. But today is that kind of day. So I just came from a walk. I walked a lot this morning because I've been eating those biscottis. My God, they were so good. I have one pack here today, and that's going to be a challenge of the will to see if I'm going to be able to resist. I did them for the sisters. We were going to have a meeting of the cluster captain, but several of them canceled at the last minute because of illness or whatever, and so we didn't have a lot of them. So I gave some of that, and I had bagged the biscotti. I mean, I love doing it. It's so easy. Someone asked me for the recipe. I will put it in the post. I'm telling you, I'm just so busy. It's crazy. So when somebody says, Maggie, let's do this, and I'm like, oh, I forget. People get upset, but let me tell you, my life is full. And I try the best I can to keep my appointments. I am using the Google Calendar. But sometimes I forget to put something on the Google Calendar. Good morning, buenos dias. So, what I thought we would do a post-workout smoothie right now. This is my Peru hat. See, Machu Picchu? I woke up a little late. I meant to, when I walk on the weekend, I walk tomorrow as well, because my commitment don't start till 8. So that gives me time. So we have pineapple. I usually munch on the core, but I'll do that later. I thought we would do a post-workout smoothie. I have not ventured out to buy protein powder here, and I don't know why. Just like I have not ordered anything from Amazon, and people are like, oh my God, yes, no. So I always like to use things that I have. You know, that's the way I cook. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, someone had asked me to cook that codfish. I have salted cod here. I have another piece, so we'll cook that. You know, I'm going to soak it this evening, change the water a few times in the morning. I boil it to get rid of the salt. And then we're going to put peppers, tomatoes, yum, yum, yum. And then I have a little bit of cornmeal. And I did get a couple of bags of the mix they use here to make shisheme, which is that corn porridge. And I think the texture will be okay. That's the challenge, finding the right texture. So I had, remember I showed you how I got the water out of the coconut? And someone said, do you have a machete to do you have a machete to crack it? I'm like, not a machete. I just take the coconut and then I just go on the patio. I know it's kind of, I don't know what you would call it. It's like roughing it, you know, there's no water, and I just go, pow! And then it goes everywhere, you know, and then I pick it up and then I take the, what do you call it, the pulp out of it. So I still have another one. But when I was thinking, I said, I do have a hammer. I did bring a hammer with me. You know, in my bag, it was like, when you're coming to Panama, the challenge is, what do I bring? What do I leave? You know, it's hard because you know you can't bring everything. But I did bring a bag. I remembered that I bought a little bag and I do have a hammer. So after I get the water out of this one, I would just cup. I'm good. Because you know, when I drop it like that, I'm like, I know it's tile. I'm on the 38th floor. What if the person below me starts complaining? And in that bag, I have my commercial size tape, you know, and I found some screwdrivers, all kinds. I think I have one, we used to call that étoile, but yeah, these. I got this one. So I am set. Not that I'm going to be doing any kind of handyman work. I'm not a handy woman. No estoy. Hola. All right. So to do our, listen, I have 10 minutes before my Spanish class. And I also wanted to show you, remember I bought these little avocados from the delivery, and I got some scotch bonnet pepper. Last night I was like, okay, what am I going to eat after I ate those, that biscotti? I said, I have some Brussels sprouts in there. If I don't use them, they're going to go bad. Oh, I get so upset when I have good veggies and I forget to use them and they go bad. That hurts me, right? So I had a mixture. I had bought a pound of seafood mix. You can find that in Mercado. And then in there, they have shrimp, they have pieces of fish, you'll have octopus and some other things. So I cooked that with some tomatoes, onions, and the Brussels sprouts, and that was good. But now for the smoothie, remember I told you that I boiled my pineapple skin, like I'm gonna get some more. And then I use that to make as a base for my smoothie. I already drink the water, but you could use coconut water, which is really good also. I know it kind of looks like pee, but I guarantee you, I promise it's not pee. All right. Because you have to, you know, when I was making smoothies at the cafe, everything was measured, you know, 8 ounces of this, 8 ounces of that. That way the texture came perfect, because we had coordinated with a company out of, how to say, Wisconsin, and then they give you the recipe and they send you the little cup with for the ice. And then I bought a blender there called Blendtec. That has been the best brand, but it's kind of commercial grade. But like this thing here, Ninja, I told someone I don't like it, but someone suggested I get the NutriBullet, and And I will when I get some money. So I have the pulp, I was going to tell you, from that coconut that I got was like, eh. So I decided, yeah, let's just put it in the smoothie. I don't want to lose it. It's not as crisp as I like for a coconut. So we're going to put that in there. And it's going to be like coconut milk. I'm not putting coconut milk, but I'm making coconut milk out of this. And just knowing that it's good for me, even if the texture doesn't come out perfect, and I need to get rid of it. And that's how I cook. So tomorrow we're gonna have a version of, it's not shrimp and grits, it's gonna be codfish, salted codfish, and cornmeal, but I'm gonna cook it like, yeah, NutriBullet, yeah, someone told me to get them. Are they expensive? How much am I gonna pay for one? But you know, now if I'm here, everything here is pricier. Like electronics, cell phone, all these things are pricier here. I was gonna say food is cheaper depending on the food. But electronics, people tell you don't buy computer here, telephones, like I need a new phone, but I'm probably gonna wait to see around the holidays if Apple's gonna have some specials and just order that and have it delivered here. Or I could send it to somebody who is traveling and they can bring it to me. Then I'm gonna put a few pieces of pineapple. Usually I don't like pineapple in my smoothie. I don't like the texture. I like papaya. Papaya is perfect. But, oh, I keep jumping from one topic to another. The avocados, you know, I bought 3 for $5 from that delivery place. And we are not in season. So I was like, are those imported? But they kind of look like Panamanian with the little skinny top I was telling you. One of them was kind of soft, and I had that. It was pretty good. And then these have been here since then. And I'm like, that's taking forever. So I cut into one this morning really quickly, and it's nice and buttery. And that's what they said. Look at the color. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm like, ooh, I have a can of sardine. You know, I don't like prepackaged food, but sardines are actually good for you. And I still have some tomatoes that I bought like a whole bag for $1. I still have some, so sardine, avocado, tomatoes, and then sprinkle a little bit of my herb oil. I still have the herb oil from cooking the tuna. Oh my God, the tuna was so good. You guys have to try that. I don't know how expensive fresh tuna is where you are, but oh my God, $3 a pound. That was amazing. So that should be what gives my smoothie the body that I need. All right. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of honey. This is honey from the interior here. Just a little bit. I don't need it to be sweet. And for my personal benefit, I love evaporated milk, so I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. I usually put that much in my coffee, but I'm not having coffee today. And cinnamon, you always want to put cinnamon in your smoothies because it is so good for you. And I have a whole thing, so I'm very generous with cinnamon. A little bit of vanilla. I didn't have to put that, but I'm going to put it in here. You know what else I'm going to put in that smoothie? I'm going to put some cilantro. You can put parsley or cilantro in your smoothie. I don't have spinach. If I had spinach, I'd put it in. If I had spinach, I would put spinach, fresh spinach or kale. And I did find those here in Panama, fresh kale. The thing that people are looking for, they can't find is collard greens. Now, those are not anywhere to be found. But I was telling you, this guy has a restaurant, and he said he found somebody who has property and land, said he's going to grow the collards for him. Because, you know, you have all these Americans here, And a lot of them are from Georgia and places from the South where they want their color green. But I tell them there's no smoke ham hocks. I don't see that. But they do have ham. Well, maybe, I think I've seen some cured pork. And you know, with the holidays, the next few days, I'm going to tell you about the food that Panamanians eat for the holidays, because you're going to have La Navidad, which is Christmas, coming next Thursday. Starting Monday, I'm going to tell you what they're going to have at their table. Not that I'm going to make the stuff, because I can't eat some of that stuff, but I'll tell you about it. So, cilantro. See, in my smoothie, I always put all the stuff that I can't taste. So, flaxseed. And it's a meal replacement when you put your, alright. Then I have from nuts.com. Is this spirulina? Spirulina. Oh, moringa. This is moringa. Moringa is just as good. Some people grow it here, and they have like a, you can buy fresh moringa. That would be nice. I don't have that. But I used to buy all my powdery stuff from nuts.com. And chia seed. You know, people put chia seed overnight in oat milk or whatever. I'm not that fancy. And spirulina. Yes, that's algae. Good for you. Ooh. And then it's gonna give you that green color. You would think you had put some green veggies in it. Ooh, 5 minutos. Alright. The other thing that I like to add, apple cider vinegar. Yeah. Because, you know, I try to put it in water. Whew, I can't. So, anything I want to add, I want to hide, I put it in a smoothie. And I like to put some lemon. But I don't have lemon, I have lime. Lime will do, because all these things are cleansing and antioxidants for your body. You know, when you are older, you know you're not, I know I don't eat all the time, so I know I'm missing certain ingredients. That's when you take your multivitamins. Multivitamins are expensive here. I know, it's crazy. Certain things, it's like, yeah, it's easy, healthcare is cheap, but certain things are expensive. All right, and when I put my lemon or my lime, I use the whole thing, including the skin. Let's see, did I miss anything? Now for the ice, and then we'll be ready. Liquid. If not, I can always add a little bit more. It's good. Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. I'm gonna have to go, but for the live this afternoon, I thought we could do the history of Panama, because you need to know how Panama came to be the place that it is and why people move the way they do. What's in the history. And Panama is unique in how it, like today, during the Day of Remembrance, they just like to celebrate their history. Ooh, it's a little watery, but remember, I don't have any protein. So, but I know it is so good for me. And somehow, I always manage to do it exactly. I don't know. Look at that. So, you walk for 2 hours, and then you want to rehydrate, and you want to get all your nutrients, not all, but I got some, right? Cinnamon and all that. So we're going to talk about the history of Panama at 4 o'clock today. And then, so they have some activities around this day in El Chorillo, the place where they dropped the bombs and people died. The U.S. says about 520 some people died. Other people say it's in the thousands. So, but we know a lot of innocent people died in the bombing. Whew. So I still have this root malunga hanging around in my fridge, and I still need to do something with it. I don't know if I'll have time to do it today or not. But right now, I need to go to my Spanish class. And I'm going to start, the next Spanish class is going to be at noon, second Saturday in January. All right? Au revoir. Thank you for hanging with me, guys. Not too much anymore. Maybe $89 to $99. Oh, you mean the NutriBullet? Good. All right. Bye.